Hello everybody and welcome back again to Dragon Age Inquisition. It's a new morning in Skyhold and Freya just got out of bed and what a bed it is. I mean, look at that. Yeah, I'm really just here because I wanted to check out another one of my beds. As you can see, this is the Conari one and yeah, it looks kind of ridiculous, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, I really like the cushions over here. They look really comfy and nice to snuggle into. But the rest of the bed, I mean, you're basically staring at two naked Conari butts all the time here, and this whole thing just looks like it would better fit into a strange sort of brothel. So I think I'm going to change it again. But it was kind of fun just to look at it for once, and I'm probably going to change it back again. But yeah, before I'm going to start doing stuff today, and I think I want to do mostly a bit of stuff around Skyhold today, there are two things that I want to talk about. First of all, if I haven't miscalculated, then yesterday should be August the 29th. And that is actually a special day for my channel because exactly 1 year ago, on August 29th of 2015, I uploaded my very first video, which was the first episode of Dragon Age Origins. So it's sort of my 1 year anniversary. I actually set up the channel a few weeks earlier, but that was my first video that I published. So yeah, basically I'm doing Let's Plays for a full year now. And yeah, I couldn't be happier with the way it worked out. I have over 400 subscribers now, and Dragon Age Inquisition in particular is doing really well in terms of views, and I get lots of comments and likes, and I just wanted to thank you all for your continuing support. And yeah, you're amazing. You're all amazing. And yeah, I really can't believe that it's been 1 year already, and I'm still playing Dragon Age, and there's no end in sight. So we're going to play this game for a while longer. But since people keep asking in the comments if I already know what I plan to do after I finished Inquisition, yes, I already know what I want to do. I have already decided I am going to play Mass Effect after I finished Inquisition. So that's another trilogy of games that should keep me busy for a while. As a matter of fact, there's a new Mass Effect game coming out soon, so by the time I finish the original trilogy, I may actually be able to just continue with the next game. So just for your information, once we are finished with Dragon Age, we will continue our BioWare marathon. And yeah, I've been thinking to myself, 1 year anniversary, maybe I should do something special. But I am really bad at thinking of milestone videos. I mean, I made one for my 100 subscribers. By the way, if you haven't seen this yet, then you totally should. I made a video in which I made fluffy mackerel pudding, and yeah, it's very interesting. Just go to my channel page. You should be able to find it easily. So yeah, I don't really know what I should do for a milestone video. A while ago, somebody on Twitter suggested that I do some sort of AMA, Ask Me Anything, but that would actually require that you wanted to ask me anything. So I'm not sure if I have if I would get enough stuff for a full video. But I mean, if you want to ask me something, then feel free to do so. And I could just, the next time that I'm doing some side questing or some cleaning up missions, then I can, answer whatever questions you may have. So yeah, sure. If you want to ask me something, just leave it in the comments or send me a message here or on Twitter, and I will do my best to answer them. They don't have to be relating to Dragon Age. It's an AMA, so just go ahead if you want. So yeah, that's something I wanted to mention. I actually should have mentioned it in the last episode because that was technically my 1 year anniversary. but I forgot about it, so it's one day late. And speaking of last episode, that's another thing that I want to talk about. We finished Dorian's companion mission in the last episode, and I feel that mission is worth it to talk about a little bit in detail. Generally speaking, I already mentioned that I am quite impressed with the companion missions in this game. Particularly the fact that they seem to be a little bit more relatable than some of the stuff from the previous game in particular. I mean, you also have, those, fantasy-esque themes in this game, like Solas and his spirit friend. Like in Dragon Age 2, you had, stuff like, I don't know, a man being possessed by a spirit who slowly went crazy, or, Meryl and her magical mirror that was dangerous, but she wanted to fix it. So very, fantasy-themed topics and content for your companion missions. And in this game it feels a little bit more relatable, not completely focused on the fantasy aspect, and I actually like that a lot. What I liked about Dorian's companion mission in particular, I mean, on first glance it seemed to be about homosexuality, but I think that it wasn't really about that in itself, because it was my impression that his father wouldn't really have cared for Dorian being gay, such as it is, as long as he, would have agreed to, put on the show and, marry the girl and get an heir for his legacy. And he would have ignored everything that he did behind closed door. So it wasn't just, about you're gay and I have a problem with that, but why don't you want to, continue our legacy? And I think it was actually a good decision to make the topic a little bit more complex and a little bit more layered, because I mean, in the game so far, the issue of homosexuality hasn't really been an issue, it has been there since the first game, and it has never really been discussed such as it is. So it would have been felt a little bit, I don't know, anachronistic if they suddenly made it an issue in this game. So I think it was a nice idea to give that conflict between Dorian and his father a little bit more layers than just about, him being gay. And what I liked about the mission as well was the fact that the problems, they didn't just disappear magically at the end of the mission just because, the Inquisitor said a few words and suddenly everything was alright and Dorian and his father reconciled again and everyone was happy. I mean, after the mission, when you spoke to Dorian, it seemed like there was some hope and that maybe at some point in the future they may be able to reconcile, but it didn't happen overnight, and that wouldn't have been very realistic. Freya isn't that convincing. I believe that she could just convince them to make up after years of conflict. So, yeah, I like the fact that I think she sent them maybe on the right way, but she didn't magically manage to solve all their problems. And that's very realistic, and I like that a lot. And yeah, just generally speaking, I'm quite pleased with the way the companion missions are turning out in this game. Anyway, let's leave our quarters for now, and I guess we can check on the war table first of all. Oh, and yeah, I changed the decor again. This is actually the Tevinter one, and it is very, very creepy. Also, these statues, they look exactly like the one that we fought at the end of Dragon Age 2. I guess that makes sense, so I assume they were built when Kirkwall was still part of the Tevinter Imperium, and that's why you would find them here as decor, I guess. But yeah, those statues bring back very bad memories. I do like the carpet though. The carpet is really nice. I really wish I could, mix and match my decor and, keep the carpet and maybe different statues. I also have the Conari drapery, which goes quite well with the carpet, actually. But yeah, that's enough about interior decoration. Let's check the war table and get some new missions started. Alright, what do we got here? Reparations for Redcliffe. Inquisitor. I'm pleased that we were able to work together for the betterment of the people of Redcliffe Arling. May Andrasta watch over you, Tegan Garen. And I actually got some gold for it, which is kind of weird because, I mean, we were the ones who were supposed to pay reparations, right? So we actually made some profit from it for some reason. Okay, but fair enough, I'm not complaining. Alliance is forging a way forward. The Bolt family is becoming a clear favorite in the war of station that is ongoing between the noble houses. The Bordelons have all but ceased to exist socially, and many are scrabbling for traditional alliances. Lady Eustace Richelieu has emerged as a strong voice at court and is suggesting several arranged marriages to solidify ties, and presumably the standing of her house as arbiter and matchmaker. To be honest, I think Freya has already mentally said goodbye to this mission long ago. This is too much diplomacy and noble intrigues and all that stuff for her. She doesn't really understand what's going on anymore. I think when it comes to mission like these, she would wish that she could just give this to Josephine and be done with it. I think she would rather prefer some problem where she could just send him some soldiers and be done with it. Judgment. Recover sold artifacts. Inquisitor. Service delivered the artifacts as promised. The spy we sent to watch him caught him taking a trinket, an expensive bauble really, for his personal collection. Service returned it without hesitation, claiming he wished to see if we were intelligent enough to watch a newly defected agent. Then he gave us the location of a cache of jewels and coin the Venatori had hidden just outside the approach. I suspect he was hoping he'd be caught. The mage enjoys being slippery. A man like that is not so hard to nudge in the direction we require, Liliana. For some reason I really like Service. I don't know. I like that guy. Okay. Oh dear, that mission still continues. Yeah, I think Freya needs a break from the diplomacy now. There doesn't seem to be anything else in here. I mean, I could unlock these missions, but I mean, as long as I have other missions, then I won't set my advisors on resource gathering missions anyway. And yeah, I have a bunch of missions over here, so I got this one from Liliana last time, so let's have a look at this. Sister Liliana, none of our agents have seen the hero of Ferelden, but our normal work led us to scattered references of her passing through the area. It will take a serious commitment of resources, but we could attempt to contact her. Sister Rejan. And of course we're going to do this. At your command, I will attempt to make contact. Yes,
Inquisitor.
let's do this. Let's do this, Liliana. Let's see, what else do we have here? Judgment, the death of good Sir Roos. Let's have a look at this. The disgraced Grey Warden Sir Roos wishes to make good on your judgment, Inquisitor. She has asked for assistance in reaching one of the deeper recesses of the Deep Roads, so that her premature calling might serve a greater good. Laudable, but any expedition to the Deep Roads comes with considerable risk. I suggest an invitation over an escort. Our dwarven contacts would welcome the chance to bolster their forces with a warden on her calling. An escort is simple. I could also arrange to note her exact path should you wish to recover her body for any perceived honors. Many of our soldiers lost family to the Blight. If no doubt I've no doubt many would volunteer to escort the warden. My concern is that they would not stop at escorting. I like Josephine's suggestion. You know, gain some favor from the dwarves at the same time.
At your
Let's
service.
do this. The Jarl's invitation. Ambassador, I apologize for any unpleasantness that might have arisen from my last correspondence with the Inquisition. My people have been under tremendous strain for too long, even before the destruction of the Conclave, and it has taken its toll on all of Redcliffe Arling. But that is in the past. Today I write to offer an invitation to the Inquisition. The Baron of Callan is part of my domain and now lies empty. But Elara lost her life attending the Conclave. Her only living relative holds lands too far away to administer both. By Ferelden custom, the lands are now the property of whomever claims them through skills of arm. A tournament will be held at Callan with the victor taking the title as their prize. The Inquisition may send a champion to fight in the melee if you wish. Sincerely, Artigan Garen. We can't truly run a banner, but a well-chosen envoy could win us Ferelden allies. We could send a champion. It may not be wise to win, however. Fereldans hold grudges. Yeah, I think Cullen probably knows his countrymen the best, so
To work?
we can give that to him. And yeah, we're done here. And yeah, I think I would just like to chat up some random companions this episode and see what happens. We did speak to Josephine in the last episode, so maybe we can... Whoa! Oh, and yeah, I also tried a new throne. I honestly think I liked my first one the best. The other thrones all looked kinda strange so far. Anyway, let's see. We could probably chat with Varric.
So mortals try to find the Maker and that becomes blight.
It's just a story to scare children.
Where does it come from? What was the Archdemon? That was real. You were in Denerim.
Old gods are demons, darkspawn are demons. It's all demons.
That's a lot of demons.
I'm not sure if that is all demons, but fair enough. Yeah, let's talk to Varric. I think the last time I tried to do that, he needed to write some letters, so maybe he can speak now.
What can I do for you, Inquisitor?
Let's see. I have a question about Hawk. I'm not sure if he has anything new here after what has happened.
I read your tale of the champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Okay, apparently there's nothing new here.
Carry on.
But that's...
I've got a minute if you need something.
Alright. Yeah, I think
What are your thoughts on the Inquisition?
asked this already.
If there's anybody out there who hasn't joined the Inquisition, they're hiding under a rock. Did you want to take over Ferelden? I think we might be able to conquer it just by looking east.
Yeah, I probably asked this already. I'm not sure if he has something new to say here.
How do you think Josephine is handling the job of ambassador?
If this Inquisition thing doesn't work out, I may hire her to deal with the Merchants Guild.
Yeah,
She'd
that
own them
sounds
before
familiar.
breakfast.
What do you think of our general?
Find him a war or something.
Yeah, that's
if he
very
spends any more
familiar.
time in the yard drilling, Josephine will have him killed.
I still don't understand how he can be underemployed or something. Anyway, this doesn't seem to be anything new.
Good
so.
to know.
Back to work then.
Ask
What can
something
I do
else.
for you, Inquisitor?
Yeah, let's talk about that lead. That is pretty new, I think.
About that lead of yours, Varric.
Sure. The sooner we take care of it, the better.
So, do you trust the information?
Do you think this lead of hers is real?
Bianca's too much of a researcher to pass me information without verifying it first. But if you're asking whether she'd lie to us, maybe set us up, it's possible. Not likely, though. She risked the wrath of the guild coming in person. A message would have sufficed. Whatever she found in that entrance shook her up. That worries me.
Alright. Tell me about Red Lyrium?
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
I'll tell you what I can.
That may actually be new, so let's ask us, why would Templars take it?
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a lyrium statue,
Yeah,
anyway.
I still want to buy that,
Maybe
by
they thought
the
the
way.
power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
Okay.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Actually, I want to talk about it
I've
more
got a minute if
because
you need something.
I'm pretty sure there was another
I want to know more about Red Lyrium.
dialogue
I'll
option.
tell you what I can.
Right, how does it petrify people?
I've seen it infect people like a disease and turn them to lyrium. How can it do that?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, we don't really know what that shit can do to a person. And I don't want to find out.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Okay, I think I may
Looking for
have
someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
exhausted all the options here. Corypheus maybe?
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm not exactly an expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can.
How did you find him?
How did you first encounter him?
A few years back, I was dealing with some trouble from a Carter clan that went rogue. They were sending assassins after the Hawk family. We tracked them to a rune in the Vimarks. It turned out to be a trap. Once you went far enough into the rune, there was a magic barrier that kept you from going back. The whole thing was a prison the Grey Wardens were using to hold what they thought was a powerful darkspawn.
Yeah, this may actually be new as well. This doesn't seem familiar to me. Yeah, why didn't they just kill him?
I've never heard of wardens locking up darkspawn. Why wouldn't they just kill him and be done with it?
I don't think they could. From what we saw in there, Corypheus can control wardens somehow. They couldn't attack him. The wardens locked him up because there was nothing else they could do.
Yeah. So what is he?
He looks like some sort of blighted creature, but he speaks. What is he exactly?
The wardens who imprisoned him thought he was just a darkspawn. But you heard him ranting. He claims he's a magister. One who assaulted the Golden City, what, more than 1,000 years ago? It seems crazy, but if he's telling the truth, he's one of the people who caused the blights.
I actually wonder if there's some connection between Corypheus and the architect. I mean, they look very similar, don't they? But I think the architect was something different. So you said he should be dead.
You and Hawk both said before he was supposed to be dead.
He was dead. We killed him. The only way for us to escape the prison Corypheus was trapped in was to go through him. We weren't going to just leave the door to his prison open behind us and hope he was dead. We made sure.
Alright, enough about
All right.
Corypheus.
I think that's enough about Corypheus.
No problem.
Okay, let's have a look at Solas. I mean, we finished his personal quest. Maybe this gives us some more dialogue options.
How can I help?
Let's see. Tell me what Corypheus?
I need to know more about Corypheus.
We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhold. What more can I tell you? Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with their adversary.
Yeah, well, I did ask Varric just a moment ago, actually. So maybe you have some insights on this as well. Do I really need to flatter your ego first that you can tell me about this?
You've given me good counsel before. I could use some now.
My apologies, Inquisitor. My poor manners shame me. I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
So flattering his ego actually worked. Okay, tell me about his orb.
I would like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I suspect the blast that destroyed the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
So yeah, this was what I suspected, that it may have been an accident, the explosion itself. Well, thank you for that insight, Solas. So the orb is elven.
You said that you believed the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Devinter mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the archdemon.
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people to the old god dragons who became archdemons.
Alright. So what will he do next? Well, how should Solas know? But I mean, I'm going to ask it anyway.
What do you think Corypheus will do next?
We've taken his army. He lacks the conventional forces to take Orlais. He must see Orlais destroyed utterly by whatever means possible. Not merely thrown into chaos.
You're certain?
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible. Assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself. Anyone who tries is mad or lying. His deception will undo him, as it has done countless fools before.
Alright, that's actually an interesting thought. So what is his power base?
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
According to the law, the ancient Magistars of Tevinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. This suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the Blight. The rest may come from the orb he carries.
Alright, thank you. That was actually quite insightful. Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Solas is still a bit of a mystery. I mean, we know that he's an apostate. He's not a Dalish elf. He said he grew up somewhere in some village, I think, which suggests that he grew up among humans. But somehow he was never sent to a circle, so he must have stayed hidden. You know, they never knew that he was a mage. On the other hand, he's very well versed on magical things. So yeah, we don't really know where he got all that knowledge and skills. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he is kind of like Morgan, who grew up a little bit, you know, away from civilization. I don't know. But enough talk to Solas, I think. But I'm sure we're going to find somebody else to talk to. Let's see. Let's see if we can talk to Scout Harding again.
Hey.
Hey! You're so small. It's kind of cute, actually. It seems that she's even smaller than Varric. I'm pretty sure I asked this already, so let's just ask what's new.
What's been going on?
Ambassador Montelier sent me a basket of flowers to thank me for my work with the Inquisition. She's so lovely.
Yeah, she is. She's really lovely and very, very nice to everyone. So, anything else that's new?
What's been going on?
Varric came by to talk. He told me a story about copper marigolds.
Yeah, I remember the story about copper marigolds. It was very, very awkward. So, what's new?
What's been going on?
Madame de Fer said hello to me. Or maybe she was waving at someone else and I just thought she was. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Oh. Don't take it too seriously. So, anything else?
What's been going on?
That strange boy came in with an armful of chickens. You're looking after him, right?
Yeah, occasionally.
What's been going on?
Dorian's awfully pretty, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
What's been going on?
They've done a lot with this place. I'm impressed.
What's been going on?
Just relaxing. Taking a breath. You need to sometimes to keep sane.
What's been going on?
Just relaxing. Taking a breath. You need to sometimes to keep sane.
I guess that's all she has to say.
Take care.
Alright, yeah, maybe let's have a look in the tavern. Do you have something new for me?
Inquisitor?
So, how can we use you?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the charges?
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with
Right.
any ideas, I'll let you know.
Tell me about the charges.
Can we talk about the bull's charges?
Certainly. What can I tell you?
Tell me of an interesting job.
Have you had any other interesting jobs?
Had one noble whose rival had been told by a fortune teller that her death would come on feathered wings. The noble sent us after the rival. Not assassination, legal and everything, but we had to wear feathers. We sewed them into shirts over our armor. Should have seen the chief, all feathered up like the cock of the walk. Ended up retreating after all that. The rival choked to death a year later on a chicken bone.
Alright, very interesting. Goodbye.
We'll talk later.
Actually, speaking of the charges, I think I can still talk to Iron Bull about it. He wanted to introduce them to me, I think.
Ah, you've been training. You're really making the most out of that armor. I focus more on offense myself. Only so much defense I can do, right? I'm quite big. It's not like they're gonna miss me. What about you? What made you decide to turtle up?
Turtle up. I'm focused on teamwork. My offense was fine. I want to be unkillable. Yeah, I want to be unkillable.
I want to take the hardest blow an enemy can land, look him in the eye, and laugh.
That's great.
Nice. And while you do that, I can move in on the flank and hamstring him. Killing an enemy is good, but embarrassing him first is even better. Anyway, did you need anything, or just come by to talk shop?
That line just now pretty much summed up Freya in a nutshell. Right, you wanted to get drinks. Why not do this now? I always wanted to do this and somehow I always forgot about it.
You said we should go get some drinks and meet your company.
Yeah, come on. It'll be fun.
Okay, let's go.
Ah, good. We're not drinking alone. How you doing, creme de la creme?
Your worship. I'm so glad he has someone new to hit with that joke.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad joke, to be honest. So what should I call you?
Do you prefer Creme or Cremisius?
Crem's faster. The chief's nicknames usually end up sticking.
Hey, when I was growing up, my name was just this series of numbers. We all give each other nicknames under the Qun.
They ever wear shirts under the Qun, chief? Or do they just run around binding their breasts like that?
It's a harness, Creme.
Yes, for your pillowy man bosoms. Let me know if you need help binding. You could really chisel something out of that overstuffed look.
Why pass as a man? Are you a woman? Is he? I didn't notice. Are you?
Wait, are you? I didn't realize.
You didn't? Well, great. Now we can all talk about it.
In Kunadar, Creme would be an Akunathlak. That's what we call someone born one gender but living like another.
Oh, okay.
And Kunari don't treat those Akun people any differently than a real man.
They are real men. Just like you are.
Maybe your people aren't so bad after all.
Don't get your hopes up, Creme. We still come down hard on the back talk. Anyway, here's the rest of the charges. Or what's left of the rest. A lot of them went looking for stronger drinks. We've got Rocky and Skinner there. And over there are Stitches, Dalish, and Grim. Crazy bunch of assholes, but they're mine.
Well, yeah, I actually didn't realize that about Creme. Okay, so we can ask about all his guys. Rocky, Daily, Stitches. Well, those are some terrible nicknames, to be honest. But yeah, where are you from, Rocky?
Were you born on the surface or are you from Orzammar?
Orzammar. I got exiled. Stupid noble crap. Also, I accidentally blew up a bit of the shape rate.
Rocky's one of our best sappers. He can take down enemy fortifications faster than a golem.
I'm also working on my own version of Kunari black powder. I've almost got it.
Yeah, you really don't.
Okay. Why leave your clan Dalish? That is a really unimaginative nickname.
Why aren't you with your clan?
Our keeper thought I should see the world a little.
Dalish don't have Templars, so they can't have too many mages in a clan at once.
Now, sir, you know I'm not a mage. That'd make me an apostate.
You carry a staff, Dalish.
It's a bow.
A bow with a giant glowing crystal at the tip.
Yes, it's for aiming. Old elven trick you wouldn't understand.
It's okay. We have a lot of apostates here. You don't need to hide it. So you're a healer, Stitches.
I take it you're the company healer.
Yes, first time I ever picked up a sword was when the Blight hit Ferelden. Never put it back down.
He makes a potion that'll put you right back on your feet after even the toughest fight. It tastes terrible, though.
That's because it's a poultice, sir. You're not supposed to drink it.
I wonder if this is a nod to Dragon Age Origins, because if you remember, in Origins you didn't have potions but health poultices, but you didn't use them like a poultice, but you drank them. When you used them, the animation was that of a drinking animation, so that was kind of weird. So maybe this is actually a joke hinting at that. So how'd you get here, Skinner?
So, how'd you join the Chargers?
Killed some people.
Skinner didn't take kindly to nobles testing their new swords on the elves in her alienage.
Bull took me in. Now I get paid to kill shams.
This is actually really good behavior for her. She's not marking her territory or anything.
Alright, Grim, what's your story?
Grim, is it?
Grim doesn't talk much. I'm pretty sure he's the lost king of some small country, or chieftain, something like that.
I think Freya actually gave off a pretty good Grim when she pretended to be him a while ago. Yeah, I'm impressed with your group.
You've got a good company, Bull.
We do all right.
Man can beat the Chargers, 'cause we'll hit you where it hurts. Unless you know what's happened with loose hearts and looser skirts. For every bloody battlefield we'll gladly raise a cup. No matter what tomorrow holds, our horns be pointing up.
Thanks for coming by, boss. Glad you could meet some of my team.
Well, thank you for introducing them. That was actually a lot of fun. Okay, so we met the Chargers, and yeah, maybe let's...
Still ragged? Sit
Something
and
like
sip
that.
before you pass out.
Morris would have my balls, Sarah.
That's it? Shit rolls downhill.
Sarah?
We'll see.
Never mind. Already a reply.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk to the barkeeper, maybe.
Inquisitor?
How's morale?
What's the current mood?
Hope in the face of reality.
Okay, the last time I asked, the mood was unlikely, which was kind of strange. Know any rumors?
What's the word out there?
I hear the Arishak was replaced by the Arishak, but he better watch out. In the shadows, the Arishak.
Yeah, okay.
As you were.
Inquisitor?
But let's see if he has more
Inquisitor.
rumors. Yeah.
What's the word out there?
Well, they once wore, now talks, now fashionable hats. Now they've seen something shiny.
Yeah, that sounds like Ole.
What's the current mood?
Turgid?
Turgid? I don't even know that word.
As you were.
Inquisitor? Inquisitor?
Let's ask him again if he has any rumors.
What's the word out there?
A few complaining that you've time to bed your allies. I don't judge. Much.
Okay. I think there is not a single person in Skyhold that doesn't know about it. But I mean, I honestly think that Freya doesn't care. I mean, I guess Cullen is more of a private person, but I think that Freya doesn't mind. And I mean, why should she? I mean, why not show off this fine specimen of the male sex, right? So, yeah, how's morale?
What's the current mood?
Turgid?
Okay.
As you were.
Inquisitor?
I kind of like the fact, however, that they, you know, allude to this, because if you think about it, in this game, the potential romances, the situation for potential romance is a little bit more complicated than in previous games, because I mean, you are essentially the leader of all these people. I mean, technically, you were also the leader in Dragon Age Origins, but it was a lot more informal in that game. And in this game, you could almost say that the people are kind of your subordinates, or, you know, allies at least. I mean, you don't always notice that because you socialize quite casually with most of them. But, you know, by the time you're back at the war table and order your advisors around, you realize that you're basically their boss.
Right.
And
That's
in that regard, I guess you could say having a relationship with them is sort of unprofessional. But at the very least, you know, the game actually
I suppose you're right.
mentions that. As a matter of fact, I remember when I started my romance, I think Cullen said something like, "You're the Inquisitor," and I didn't think it was possible. And that makes kind of sense that he would think like that. But I mean, obviously, it didn't stop us from doing it anyway. I mean, in that regard, the romances in Dragon Age 2 felt more natural because you were just a normal person living a life over a time frame of 7 years. So why wouldn't you have a romance in that context? In this game, well, I guess it feels a little bit unprofessional, maybe. But let's not get distracted by that. I want to do one more thing. I want to check on
Can you
Sutherland.
believe this armor? It must have cost 2 houses.
It's all right. Kind of heavy.
Looks good on you. You too, Voth. I can't wait for the next job.
Yeah, I gave him the heavy armor. Of course, since one of them is a mage, why couldn't we just give them armor that represents their classes? I mean, she's maybe a rogue. I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk to him again.
Inquisitor, this gear is the best. I never thought. Well, will be worth it. I swear.
And yeah, I did get another operation from that. That's very nice. Anyway, I think it's good time to end the episode. Bit of a casual episode today, just a bit of random talking. So I think in the next episode I want to do something more concrete again. I will probably I think I have one or two things in mind that I'm going to do next episode, but I still have to make a final decision. But until then, let's leave it like this. Thank you for watching, as usual, and see you again next time.